Hey, what's going on, guys? A few of you asked for a room tour of my current home theater slash media room setup, so I thought I would do a little quicker video kind of going through how I have things set up today. Not really going to go over each piece. The video will take way too long. I'll probably do some separate videos, um, maybe of certain IPs sections that I have, and go in a little more detail on that. And then certain pieces I may just do a review on, and of course go in a lot more detail if I do that. But yeah, let's get started. So first, this is the entranceway to my media room. As things were kind of filling up, I thought, you know what, I probably should decorate the going downstairs part to it. And at first I thought, man, I can probably put an R2-D2 there and kind of make this whole thing Star Wars themed. Then I thought, wow, it'd be pretty cool if I can get a life-size Jaws head. I'm not even sure life-size would even fit there. But if it did, it would have been kind of cool as you were walking down and it looked like a Jaws head eating you. But ultimately, I saw this Hollywood collectible group Slimer, and being a Ghostbusters fan, I thought, yep, this is the way I'm going to go. So yeah, I got that. Carefully put it there. It definitely was not the easiest task. This is one big solid piece, and I got about a ½ inch clearance on each side, but yeah, I managed to put it in place there, and I kind of made these custom shells to kind of go with the Ghostbusters theme and display the props. And then down below, I've got the theater light box with the Afterlife poster in there right now. I would like to get a nice containment unit replica. I think that would be awesome to add. And I did have plans for this entire wall. I was going to paint black and put a Ghostbusters 1, 2, and Afterlife proton packs because they are all a little bit different, and a slime blower. Apparently the cat wants to be part of the video too. That's my cat Atticus. Also got the dog chilling over here. But anyhow, but I am going to be actually selling this house probably in the next year and getting a different house. So I knew retail value wise, painting this wall black and doing all that stuff was not going to be a good thing. So I'm going to save that for the next man cave and hopefully even, make this Ghostbusters section even better. But yeah, let's kind of quickly go through some of these props. These are from Ghostbusters 2. That's the sniffer from Ghostbusters 1. I don't know if you guys recognize this, but this is the actual shock machine that you see at the beginning of Ghostbusters with the tarot cards. Pretty awesome. And it's an actual shock machine that they used in the movie, kind of the same model. And this is a couple of more Ghostbusters 2 props. Slimer, so I added like a fake hot dog and some movie theater popcorn. And here's just an example of what they were wearing on their utility belt. Their gizmo and a trap, their lifeguard, PKE meter, walkie-talkie. And it's the same walkie-talkie that they actually used in the movie, same model. This is a replica of the Ghostbusters 1 goggles. That's the hat Ray was wearing as he was getting the slime. And this is an Afterlife goggles and death whistle. A couple license plates. You also see I'm a big fan of movie weapons. So I have a lot of replica of weapons. A lot of them I like to include with the other items I display in the IP, but some of them, that's all I have. So I actually built a gun wall. So this is kind of my mini gun wall here. So yeah, various different blasters on there. And then black stuff on top. So also, pretty big fan of Men in Black. And here is the rest of the gun wall, or I guess the major section of the gun wall. And I built these kind of like almost like a light box. Maybe I'll do a separate video kind of going into details on how I built this. But I can change the colors, any color I want on this. Kind of gives it a cool effect. I got a lot of lights on in here, so it's not quite glowing as much. But if you got the lights off, it definitely glows a lot. So yeah, you can see all the various weapons I got there. Again, I'll probably do another video, go a little more detail on each one. And as you probably noticed, this is Queen Studios Captain America. Very good piece, very big piece. So underneath him is actually a huge subwoofer. So I built this custom table to kind of go above the subwoofer because I didn't want him sitting directly on it and taking all that rattling. And then I just added a couple of props there. So the compass with his gal, and the serum that actually turned him into Captain America. So you guys can just kind of see this view too. So that's kind of the start of the home theater. This is actually more of my office area. I guess I call it an office area. I work from home pretty much 100% of the time, so pretty neat. I spend most of my time sitting in that chair and surrounded by this collection. So I'm kind of fortunate to have that situation. And then above here is just shelves with various props that I bought over the years. And then on top of that, I built a bigger shelf to put some various helmets on top. In the new place, if I got the room, I would probably rather have a bust than have the actual just helmet, just have a full bust. But for now, I do like having the helmet representation. So yeah, you guys can kind of check out the different props that I got here. Goonies stuff. I don't know if you guys have ever seen Kingpin, but it is a hilarious movie, and Big Earn gets a spot in my collection. Rocky. I'm not a huge guy into signed stuff, but I do have a few items that are signed. It's really the extent of my Jurassic Park collection. I do like Jurassic Park and all the dinosaurs and all that. I just really don't have the room for much, and it's kind of some of my favorite props from the movie. A little Willy Wonka love in there. This is almost the badge collection. So you got the 24 Jack Bauer, and then yeah, a couple more badges. Yep, these are the helmets. Hollywood Collectible Groups, Edward Scissorhands. And like I said, I got just various things mixed in behind here. Shawshank Redemption, the Bible, and the actual rock hammer. Very cool prop. I don't know if you guys recognize this, but that is Sex Panther from Anchorman. 60% of the time, it works every time. This is a pretty cool prop. It actually has a smoke machine built in and slowly goes up and plays a sound, and you can have the smoke coming out, so it looks pretty much just like the movie when they showed it in that. The smell is pretty pungent. Yep, this is Audrey. I think this is actually Audrey 2. But it's painted well. Got a real coffee cup. Time circuits. I don't have it turned on right now, but it's also really nicely done. Some more Men in Black props. Scream. I think that's signed by in the first Scream, the main two villains. I don't know if anyone here is Dexter fan, but I was a pretty big fan of the series. So these are the actual blood slides, and the people that made it for the show in season 5 made these. So pretty much it's an exact replica of what you saw on the screen. And then his kill kit, that was an eBay find. I found someone that I think about 90% of those knives are the same ones that they actually used on the show. The same model, not the actual knife they had on the show, but the same model of knife. So it's kind of cool to have in the collection if you're a Dexter fan. Then here are just various Harry Potter items. Now, my daughter and I have a lot of good memories watching all the movies, and we read the books and all that. So I've got a little section in here. And as you can see, it's kind of a tight fit going through here. So I got to be very selective really in this whole wall of what I put here. It's got to be something that's pretty close to the wall. The next is my Back to the Future section. So these are just various props, mainly from the first 2 movies. That remote actually interacts with those time circuits, which is really cool. So once the remote hits 88, the time circuits go off. There's sound options. It's a very neat prop. I wanted to get the time circuit in there pretty much right underneath, but there's just not enough room. It would stick out too far and be too easy to bump into. So next place, there should be more room. It's just another view of the home theater, and that's actually a drop-down screen. So when it's movie time, then I drop down the screen. But just for normal day-to-day watching, a lot of times I'm just using that regular TV. And then you can see here, I built a riser. So anytime you have multiple rows of seating, you want to get the second row a little bit above so people's heads aren't in front of you. So I built this riser a long time ago. I probably had this going for almost 20 years. And then underneath, there's an amp, and I've got little subs in each one of these chairs. So when you're watching a movie like Jurassic Park and that T-Rex is coming, you actually feel that footstep coming down. It's a pretty neat effect, but I really don't have them turned up that much because I don't want it just watching normal TV and rattling me. So it really only does it when it needs to do it. And if you grew up in the 80s like me, you would probably remember the Critters movie. So here's my little Critters section. Got a couple eggs back there, a little baby critter. Yeah, these are pretty well done. Pretty cool. And this here is my Star Wars section. Mostly all weapons and lightsabers. I do have more of these light boxes to display. I probably have, I think, 5 more of these that I bought, and I just haven't had the time to put them up. And I've got the sabers to go with them, and now that I am getting a different place, I don't know if I'll take the time or not. Here are Jedi training remotes, and they actually float. This one will eventually stop spinning, but this one here, it just constantly spins. As you can see, it's floating. So Trooper Trent made a nice little kit. I did a separate video a long time ago kind of going over them. It takes a long time to build, or at least for me. I'm a novice, but very cool. And then I use like an UPS power, because if you ever lose power, these are magnetized and it would clamp down if there was no power to it. So I use an UPS, and if I lose power, then I can take these off before, because I don't want those smashing together. Here is my Indiana Jones section. That's my cat, who is saying it needs some more soft food, I'm sure. But yeah, so that's from the first movie. These are from the second movie. These are from the third movie. And the skull's from the fourth movie. Here we kind of move into the horror section. I don't know if you would consider Arnold part of the horror section. I guess if I had a Terminator after me, it'd be pretty horrific. But the rest of these are kind of some true horror pieces. Maybe not the Gremlins either. But Freddy, ECC, really like it. And then there's a couple of really good glove makers out there. So I had the needle glove made up, and then I made this custom shelf for the Power glove, the Freddy versus Jason glove. And that was kind of like I believe that was the last Nightmare on Elm Street movie for this bone glove. And then I bought this puppet. Now I put the strings and I don't even know what you call that thing on top myself, and I kind of stringed them up and gave it that look from Nightmare on Elm Street 3, if you ever seen that movie. If not, definitely worth a watch. It's my favorite Nightmare on Elm Street 3 movie. And when I saw someone made the puppet, I definitely had to add it into this section, along with the tongue phone that you saw on Nightmare on Elm Street 1. And this is the David from Moss Hogs. Just love the pose of this. And Michael Myers, Hollywood Collectible Group. It's a piece that looks actually better in person. As you can see, I really did not have much room at all. It fit in perfect, so I went ahead and pulled the trigger on it. This is one of my favorite pieces. The arms, the ears, they move whatever directions you want them to move, kind of up and down. And then the face comes off, and there's 4 different faces back there. So you can really change the look whatever way you want to display Gizmo. And Chucky, he's one of the major 5 horror characters in my book. ECC Mohawk, another really cool piece. And I added a mirror behind him just because you can't see too well behind him without the mirror. And I think actually the paint work is even better on the back than it is on the front. So it's a nice piece. And another pretty cool piece with a melted gremlin on there. This used to be my Lord of the Rings section. I actually have the Infinity Sauron out in another room. And I moved some of my stuff to there. I did recently get this guy, Queen Studios Wolverine, and the arm. Doesn't really go there, but I had room there, so that's where it's at. Now, as far as likeness, it's decent. It's not Queen Studio's best, but I like it, and I got a great deal on it. And here is my Predator section. So this is mostly all Predator 2 stuff. This is the Gauntlet from The Fugitive Predator. Horrible movie, horrible movie. But I did like the way the Gauntlet looked. This is one of my prize possessions. Really love this Jungle Hunter Predator. I do have a short video on it. I'll probably do a better detailed video sometime else. But the helmet reviews too, but I just kind of like the look so much with the helmet on. It's got light up features, etc. Real lasers. It's a pretty cool piece. You can see the big knife from Predator 1. And then the rest of the pieces are more AVP. Even though this technically had the Fugitive Predator license, this weapon was used in AVP. The Shrinkin'. There's a ceremonial dagger from Sideshow. And Wolf's plasma gun. And I'm a huge Terminator fan. So this is my Terminator setup. I do got a kind of a separate video going in more detail on this, but definitely the favorite section I've got right now. If you want more detail on it, go ahead and check that video out. And then this is kind of a small aliens section. Mostly aliens too, other than this middle guy as an AVP. All the rest of the stuff are props from the Aliens 2 movie. And yeah, then we got more Gremlin stuff. So yeah, that is pretty much with the home theater. I guess let me show you real quick. When it comes movie time, it's got a remote. You kind of just put that down. And of course, I can make this room pretty much completely black. I even painted the ceilings in front of there black to get the best effect you can. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If there's any certain piece you want to know a little more information on, or you want me to do a review on, hit me up, and if I got an opportunity, I'll try to do a quick review on it. Thanks.